Notre Dame makes its first trip to the Dome and its second trip to the sectional finals in the last 3 years. They're led by a hot-shooting junior who will need help for the Jugglers to advance. South Jefferson's a team that's lived outside the arc all season. If the threes aren't going in, the Lady Spartans might fall. Can the Jugglers perform their magic on the Lady Spartans? Utica Notre Dame and South Jefferson coming up. Championship Thursday at the Carrier Dome. We have for you a triple header of high school basketball crownings. We begin with Utica Notre Dame and South Jefferson in Class B, the Section 3 championship game. Thanks for joining us once again this evening with Lorraine Shunk, Jason Benetti. Danny Liedke will join us shortly. And as you look at these two teams, Lorraine, two teams that have had great seasons. Utica Notre Dame's the 7 seed, but still had a fantastic year with losses mostly outside of New York.
Yeah, they are very, very strong, and they are looking to really give South Jefferson a tough test. South Jefferson undefeated so far this season, but Utica Notre Dame, 7 seed, don't underestimate them, folks.
Let's take a look at our drive to the championship and our key players presented by Drivers Village. Visit driversvillage.com. For Notre Dame, Emily Durr.
Emily Durr knows no boundaries. The lines on the floor, they mean nothing to her, okay? Inside, mid-range, outside, she is amazing.
Will be difficult for South Jefferson to stop, and to look at the Spartans, you have to look at Clarissa Perry.
Now, Clarissa Perry, by difference, does pay attention to the lines, and she loves it beyond the arc. 51 threes on the season. She had 4 alone in the semis against Kaz. She made the very first 3 basket here last year in the sectional championship. She needs to be big.
South Jefferson, Utica Notre Dame, they are hopping up and down, getting ready, and our starting lineups are next.
Time Warner Cable Sports Channel's coverage of the Section 3 High School Basketball Championships are sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. The Bill Rapp Superstore. Bill Rapp is the smart choice for your next vehicle. A&P Auto Parts, your certified source for quality, tested, recycled auto parts. And by Nice and Easy Grocery Shops.
Class B title game from the Carrier Dome, our first of 3 championships today. Thanks for joining us with Lorraine Shunk and Danny Liedke. Jason Benetti along with you. And time for the starting lineups. Brought to you by Geico, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Only one senior for Utica Notre Dame. That's Jordan Morgan. 2 seniors for South Jefferson, Van Conant and Smith. And our key players, as we mentioned, Emily Durr, who scores over 20 points a game, and then Clarissa Perry, who's a striker from beyond the 3-point line for South Jeff. And these two coaches know each other's styles very well, but they don't have any common opponents because of Class C's size this season. So Mike Plonish on the Utica Notre Dame side can only scout via tape the 3-point shooting offense that we'll see from Pat Bassett and South Jefferson.
It'll be interesting, Jason, because both teams really want to create turnovers and get into a transition offense, up-tempo game. Pat Bassett told me before this game, he said, gee, I hope these refs are in good shape because we're going to be running up and down the floor.
Who does that play into the hands of more, this speed of this game?
I'd probably give the edge to South Jeff just because they are typically very guard-oriented, and Brooke Van Conant has stepped in for Amanda Roberts as point guard, and so she loves getting that ball out in the open floor.
That 3-point shooting that we've seen from South Jeff, they've got some players who are well over 30%. Van Conant is 42% from 3. For Notre Dame, in terms of defending that, how do you do that with a 4-out, maybe 5-out offense?
Well, we'll see how Mike Plonish is going to attack it. He's likely to throw a lot of different defenses and different looks, but the quickest and easiest way typically would be with a zone. But I'm going to guess he's probably going to start with a man-to-man. That would be my guess.
There are your three officials tonight: Anthony Vincent, Mike Faulkner, Jamie Smith. Your three-man crew today, as South Jeff, undefeated at 19-0, comes in as the 1 seed. Utica Notre Dame, the 7 seed. It's the Class B title game. We mentioned no common opponents, even in Class B. We'll see Class C coming up next. Notre Dame wins the tip and has the ball first. Durr on the backdoor feed, down low for 2.
Well run, great design first play. Set the high ball screen, take Durr out of the zone, bring her way out, and have her throw a lob pass in.
That was Anari Harris who came up with the 2. South Jeff responds for 3 very quickly.
Clarissa Perry, it's a repeat of last year, hitting that first 3.
So important for a three-point shooting team to knock down that first one. Ajak the miss. Rebound for South Jeff, ready to push. That's Van Conant, the senior, with the ball right now. Brooke Van Conant, 7 points a game, about 6 assists per game. Two to shoot. Too strong. Rebound deflected and out of bounds to Notre Dame. South Jefferson, undefeated, came in to this one after a 58-28 win over Cazenovia, the 4 seed in the semifinal round. This is Jordan Morgan, the senior, knifing in, and she traveled. Nice defensive challenge down low.
It was. She had good penetration coming into the lane, but got tied up easily. You'll see that South Jeff collapse. Pat Bassett said they'll have 1 on Durr all the time, but the other 4 will always know where she is. So that's not surprising that so many were in the lane to collapse. Great move by Austin Stevens. Was very impressed with her last season. She loves to slash and drive strong.
And a foul called on the ground here. Stevens, the junior forward, is the leading scorer for South Jeff. Foul on Perry, her first, team's first. Durr, the drop off to Ajak.
Great assist from Durr there. Goes to show you the all-around game that she brings.
Stevens to miss. Emily Durr, Lorraine, averages about 3 assists per game. She has 2 already early on.
My guess is Mike Plonish says, Emily, they're going to be all over you just like every other team is. And when that happens, it just means you've got to learn to perfect your passing skills and be aware of who's around you. She's got a great supporting cast at Utica Notre Dame. There's plenty of players that can score.
That was Searing on the miss. And South Jeff's Van Conant leaves for Stevens. No good. Rebound collected by Ajak, the junior, who has been rebounding the ball very well for Notre Dame, about 7 per game. Harris for 3. And the rebound for Perry, and White for South Jeff. It's the pace we expected so far, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice block by Harris.
Great strip from behind. Let her go through, not commit the foul, and when she brought the ball up, just wipe it out.
4 for 10 so far from the floor for both teams combined. Harris tripped. Taken away by the Spartans, and here comes Perry. Little too much down low, intended for Zoe Smith. Zimmerman, the freshman, is checked in for Smith.
It's a little too much air under that, Paul. And had some mustard on it, too. This is a little bit different look. Pat Bassett said he's got more of a post presence this year, where last year he had 5 that were guard oriented and they were out. So between Zoe Smith and Quincy Zimmerman, he's now got a little bit more post presence on this year's team than in the past.
So you just mentioned her 5'10", 5'11", which is much more sizable than the typical guards that they had last season, including Van Conant, who's at 5'4". Off the spin, Morgan. Rebound taken by Hayjack. Now Durr. No good. This is Marissa Clark, the sophomore. It's a pretty young team for South Jeff, undefeated, and most of the group coming back.
Yes, they lost 2 key starters, and Amanda Roberts and Erin Crowell. But anytime you can get 3/5 of your team back that went all the way to won a sectional and made it to the state championship but lost to powerhouse Irvington, that's just great experience that you'd love to have on a team in a returning basis.
Helps you build a powerhouse, and Pat Bassett has certainly done that for South Jeff. 2 victories have been by no fewer in this sectional tournament than 24, 60-36 in the opener. Then a 30-point win in game 2 as they overshoot Durr. Early on in these championship games at the Dome, there's a lot to deal with for young players, isn't there?
Yeah, they have the jitters. Doesn't matter if you've been here before, you're still playing in the Dome, so you're going to have some opening jitters.
Catch and shoot, Perry bags it.
It can be cavernous. That was a 2. Foot on the line.
5 for Perry of the 7 for South Jeff.
But it doesn't take these girls long to settle down and really get in the rhythm of the game and remember really why they're here. Sure to have fun, but they want to leave with a victory.
Maggie Searing a long jumper for 2, and she cracks the score column for the first time. 3 jugglers have scored, none are Emily Durr. Down the lane goes Stevens for her 4th.
You will see that continually from Austin.
Field goals are getting hotter now as there's a turnover. Juggled by Hayjack and stolen by the Spartans. Nice defensive effort by Durr. Van Conant got it back. Stevens misses long. Second chances are so dangerous for the Spartans because they set up outside the arc. Durr got her own board. Again. Durr scores.
All right. A little bit of a repeat like Christina Grazadeh last night from Oriskany. Just power, power, power. And I mean, when do you have somebody like that who's calling for the ball to bring it in? They're going to bring it up court, make the shots, create the screens, get the rebounds, and keep going and going. That's just tremendous stamina. Austin Stevens doing it again.
6 for Stevens. And on Durr, she has a couple more possessions like that. She'll have a double-double.
Yeah, I mean, it's
2 points,
the all-around game.
And a carry called on Harris.
Utica Notre Dame's got to have an answer for Austin Stevens and stop that aggressive cutting to and slashing to the basket.
South Jeff with a timeout, leading 11-8 over Utica Notre Dame. And we take a look at the road to this championship game in Class B. Notre Dame, the 7 seed, pounded West Hill to 2, 60-40, and then a 14-point win over Grimes, the 6 seed. South Jeff with a little bit of an easier walk in terms of margin of victory, but you look at the 7 seed, and that's really a misnomer. We talked about this briefly in the open. Mike Clonish loaded up his schedule to play in Maryland and Virginia and Pennsylvania, And because of the record, because of the 5 losses, they end up being the 7 seed, despite really handling New York competition this year.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, that was purposefully done so that when it comes time for a game like this, these girls are going to be ready because they've had that experience in Virginia, and that competition just so far above of where the normal competition is that they're playing in league here. So you're exactly right. Forget about the 7 that's in front of their name as far as the seeding goes. They're used to this, and a very experienced team.
They trailed 11-8, thanks in large part to Austin Stevens, who has 6 early on for South Jeff.
Just a great move there. And she's had 3 of those already.
6 for Stevens, 5 for Perry. And an 11-8 lead for South Jeff. 5 timeouts left for the Spartans. There you see on our score downstairs with the 6 lights on for Notre Dame, 5 with South Jeff. Catch and shoot 3, too short for Perry, and Durr had the box out but not the ball.
Lost the handle on it, allowed Stevens to get in there and grab it.
Differential about 22 seconds, shot clock to game clock. Van Conant, the senior.
As I anticipated, Notre Dame opening in a man-to-man.
4 to shoot. Runner no good for Van Conant. The rebound snatched by Durr. Chance for 1 shot to end the first quarter for Notre Dame, trailing by 3. Durr has only 2 of the 8 on an average of nearly 24 per game. Anari Harris is fouled with 5 and change to go.
Well, she's got a great supporting cast, and Jacqueline Hayjack, Anari Harris, Jordan Morgan, Maggie Sering. It doesn't always have to be all Emily Durr, and that's going to be real important for the jugglers to be able to get that balance in scoring, because they're going to have to recognize that eventually Emily Durr will get hot.
Couldn't hit there, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. Utica Notre Dame trailing South Jeff, the undefeated Spartans, a 3-point lead in the Class B title game after 8 minutes on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. South Jefferson 11, Utica Notre Dame 8. The Spartans going for the juggler in the championship game. You know, a couple years ago we had in the championship Utica Notre Dame against Herkimer. We had the Magicians and the Jugglers playing against each other, and the sleight of hand was just overwhelming.
Bump.
You gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be fine.
Hi-hat. 45% shooting first quarter for South Jeff. This is Jordan Morgan, who had it stripped away. Taken by Van Conant, who goes to the 10 and can't score. That's the first rebound for anyone not named Emily Durr for Utica Notre Dame. It was the junior, Katie Bushman. Durr on the accelerator, too much.
That was a great display of how Brooke Van Conant, when she gets the rebound or gets it to her, how she just takes off down the court and really pushes it up, because Amanda Roberts from last year was so fast. Doing her best to try to replace that.
And a travel called on Morgan's rebound. Two players tough to replace for South Jeff. They've done it well at 19-0. Anari Harris was hit and fouled. And if that's Van Conant, it's her second. It is her second personal foul. Brooke Van Conant, the senior guard, who averages 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Important cog to that offense.
She really is, so she's going to have to watch it here to be sure. Be smart. She stuck her hand in there. Lucky she didn't get for a foul.
Nearly a 3-point play. Durr has 4, and it's a 1-point game.
It's good switch off. Oh, nice hands.
Harris the steal. Morgan slid over on defense. Harris off the spin. Rebound for Morgan, and she'll go to the line.
Almost. She almost got the roll. Great effort by Notre Dame. Good hustle. Following Anari Harris down there.
That's the second foul on Perry, Lorraine.
Wow, that's real important. Here you can see Anari Harris heading down. Nice spin move back to the glass. Almost had it. Good follow-up by Morgan.
Yep. Missed the first free throw. Harris 65% from the line. Morgan 40%. And Jordan Morgan 0 for 2 that time. Van Conant defended by Morgan. Stevens cut off. And a foul called, and 2 free throws coming for South Jeff and Stevens. First foul against Utica Notre Dame.
She's so powerful. She's got such strength in her legs and her upper body. She works really hard at that. And just look at her drive and the strength and confidence she brings as she's taking it to the rack. Notre Dame is doing a good job of switching off of the man-to-man when they have high screens. Emily Durr got caught by Austin at that time.
Foul was on Katie Bushman, the junior forward. As in comes Quincy Zimmerman again for South Jeff. Stevens 1 for 2 for a 2-point lead. And a travel call. Mike Plonish on that Notre Dame sideline makes a quick substitution here to get Jackie Hayjack back in to take out Harris. Help defense from Morgan.
Nice tie-up.
Durr the steal. And they'll let her take the ball up court.
I know, she does it all. It's a one-person magic show, but she does. She's got a very good cast, supporting cast, but she is definitely the star.
Couldn't score off the spin, and a tie-up, which will go to South Jeff. Stevens and Morgan battling for the rebound, and Pat Bassett trying to get his team open from three-point range. Just the 1-3 so far, which is not what we expected necessarily.
No, we thought, you know, there was some precipitation outside as we came in the dome to get ready for this game, and I really thought it'd be raining threes a lot sooner than what we're seeing.
Off the tip, taken in by Hayjack. Did you bring your three-point umbrella?
Not tonight.
Okay. You should have.
I should have is right. I figured there would be plenty opportunities right inside here tonight.
First of 3 championship games. Durr for the tie.
Great extension on her arm. You can see she elevates so well, knows where she is at the court all the time. This is really good fundamentals there.
She's got half the points for Utica Notre Dame so far in the first half. Stevens off the shot fake. Durr has the
nice. She kept great body control there. She knew Austin wanted to take her to the hoop. She just backed down and waited for her to shoot, extended that arm.
Rebound. Searing had it for a moment, and here comes South Jefferson and Perry.